Hello and welcome everybody to another MachoorTV video. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic, which is anti-airing. Anti-airing using Shoryukens specifically, not using buttons, not using crouching heavy punch or anything like that. We're going to use primarily Shoryukens. I get a lot of questions about this during my stream and during my videos sometimes, and I believe it's a very important thing to do when you're maining a Shoto like Ryu, Ken, Kage, Akuma, or whatever. Akuma might, yeah, you might be good enough using using normals, but generally speaking, we're gonna use Shoryukens today because it's very important, and it's one of the main things that you have to perfect when you are maining a Shoto. So without further ado, let's get started.
Shoryuken.
So the entire idea of this is that we are going to pick an exercise, okay, that we can always practice, let's say every single day or like every 2 days or something like that, and it will improve your ability to do anti-air Shoryukens very quickly and very effectively. This is something that I came up, it's not that I came up with, but it's a situation that I've seen during games that really requires me to make anti-air decisions very quickly. Okay, so what I did is that I just went to training, tried to record the same situation in training, and I tried to do it all over again, every single day, or like for like an hour or something, and I noticed that my anti-airs have improved dramatically. So what is the exercise exactly? The exercise is for you to go and pick Kage. You have to go, you'll play as Ryu or as Ken or as Akuma or any other Shoto, okay, any other character that has a Shoryuken, okay, and your opponent has to be Kage. The reason why the opponent has to be Kage is because Kage has an air fireball. The air fireball is a tricky situation. Whenever I believe that the reason why they gave Kage the air fireball is because of two things: combos and air mix-ups. Because sometimes the Kage player might just jump on you, and he might realize that you are going to anti-air him, okay, and he just throws an air fireball, and then you anti-air, and then the anti-air whiffs, the Shoryuken whiffs, and then he just lands, and then he punishes you for it. So the idea is that you have to realize whether he is on reaction, not just through guessing, okay, not just through predicting. It's not about that. We're trying to do things on reaction. Whether he is going to throw the air fireball, or did he throw the air fireball, or did he continue a normal jump. So if he continues a normal jump, you are going to throw a fireball. You are going to you are going to do a Shoryuken. Don't throw a fireball. If somebody jumps on you, don't throw a fireball. That's a horrible misinput. Okay, it happens all the time. So if he jumps on you, if he does like a complete jump, you have to anti-air Shoryuken, okay? And if he does not do like a jump in, or he just throws a fireball mid-air, you do not anti-air. You do not anti-air. There are other ways to punish him, but this video is not about punishing Kage. It's a video about improving your anti-airs. So let's get into it, and I'll show you guys how to do it in training, and what are the recordings that you need to have in order to to improve your Shoryukens. The main thing that we're going to practice is improving the timing for the Shoryuken, and for an extra as an extra exercise, I'm just going to show you guys how to do crosscut anti-airs from the back. When somebody jumps as a cross-up, how to anti-air them. I'm just going to show you guys that real quick. So the first thing that you have to do is, once you are in training, you have to go to recordings, and you go to recording slot number 1, and then you just do this. The second one, you do it like this, kaboom, and then you jump and you do it right here. All right, that's basically it. However, we're gonna mix it up. We're gonna add a third one for a cross-up. One tip over here is that you wanna leave your character, in this case Ryu, you want to leave him at the side where you always suffer in Shoryukens. Like for me, I'm very good at doing Shoryukens from this side, Like from this side, I'm very good at doing Shoryukens. And the other thing is that from this side, I'm quite bad at it. Like I'm not bad at it, but I find, you know, the success rate is less than on this side. So what I'm gonna do is to maximize the benefits of this exercise. I'm gonna leave Ryu at this side, and just the right side, yes. And then I'm gonna activate the playbacks or the recordings that we have done, and then I'm gonna just practice them. The whole point is that when he jumps, full jump, you anti-air. When he does air in the when he does an air fireball, you do not anti-air. Okay, and if he jumps at the back, he tries to hit you with a cross up, you do a crosscut DP. All right. Why is this exercise very, very good? This exercise is very good because if you guys are noticing, you are, hypothetically speaking, let's say that you have 3 seconds. Let's say that you have 3 seconds, and this is not the fact. I'm just saying hypothetically, you have 3 seconds to decide or to react to a jump. Okay, you have like 3 seconds. You see that the opponent has jumped. You have 3 seconds to input the Shoryuken, and you anti-air him. Okay, you in those 3 seconds you have to decide whether the opponent is jumping in front or at the back, right? So with this exercise, because he might do an air fireball, okay, in the first second and a half, all right, so you are left with only the last second and a half, the second part of the 3 seconds, okay, that you normally take to anti-air characters. Okay, let's say that you're anti-airing Ryu. Let's say you're playing a mirror match, Ryu versus Ryu, and Ryu jumps at you. You normally have like 3 seconds, hypothetically, okay, to anti-air him. But with Kage, he might do an air fireball, so that leaves you with half of the time to decide whether whether you are going to anti-air with a Shoryuken or not. Which means that your reactions are going to be faster. Okay, you are putting yourself at a more difficult situation, okay, to anti-air. So this is more like Goku wearing, you know, weighted clothes just for him to, you know, to make things harder for himself. So then when he's wearing like normal clothes, when you're playing as a normal character, you can do anti-airs quite easily. That's the whole point of this. So and it works. It worked for me very, very, very well. All right. The other thing is that I highly suggest that you leave your character crouching. If you leave your character crouching and you do an anti-air, that will actually give you, like, let's say like a half a second more, because Kage has to travel an increased distance from when you're standing. He has to like travel like a distance like this, but if you're crouching, he has to travel you know, a further more distance. So that gives you a little bit more time. That gives you like maybe like half a second or even plus, I don't know, but it gives you a little bit more time for you to anti-air. So, you know, and it's also better because if you practice anti-airing while crouching, that, as I said, it will always give you more time. And that's mostly the situation that you are doing in a match. You're mostly blocking low. If you can do it while you're crouching, that means that you're doing the input very quickly, which is the point. We are trying to do the input very quickly and cleanly. We're trying to get the input to come out, not a Hadouken, not a crouching medium punch, not anything else. We're trying to get a Shoryuken while crouching as quickly as possible. All right, that is the entire point of this exercise when it comes to crosscut DPs. When somebody is jumping from trying to hit you from the back as a cross up, what do? You guys know that the input for the Shoryuken is front, down, front, medium punch. So now that you know that the input of a Shoryuken is like this, which is like common knowledge, how do you do a crosscut DP? The crosscut DP is quite simpler than this. It's just a back half circle back motion. So you start with front. If you're at the side, you start with front, you start with down front, then you go like this, and then boom. So it's front, down, back down, and then back. So it's just like a half circle. It's just like a half circle. It's nothing. It's just like a half circle. There is literally no kind of skill. It requires less skill to do this than to do the normal Shoryuken. All right, and then you just press this, and then you just press heavy punch, or medium punch. So what happens is that you need to do it before the character actually crosses the other side. You see, you need to start the motion before the character that you're playing against crosses crosses your head. If he crosses your head, then that's not gonna work. You need to do the motion before he crosses your head. All right, and you need to press the punch after he crosses your head. Now, when I first learned how to do the crosscut DPs, the important or the difficult part was realizing whether the opponent is going to land in front or land in the back. This is something that you have to practice, or you're just going to get it through experience. So what I suggest is that from the recordings that we have done, you keep recording number 1 and recording number 3 opened, so then you can see that Kage is either jumping front or jumping back. Then you can practice, and with experience you will see that, oh, he's jumping from this distance, so then this is gonna be a crosscut. If he's jumping from this distance, then it's gonna be a normal Shoryuken. It's just something that you have to. This is the most difficult part about this. It took me like a while. When I say a while, it took me like a month or something to actually get good at deciding whether the opponent is going to be jumping front or jumping back. This is the most difficult part of it. And the nice part about this shortcut is that the same input of a normal Shoryuken, the same beginning of the input for the normal Shoryuken is the same beginning for the Crosscut DP. We said that the normal Shoryuken starts with the front, down front, and the Crosscut DP also starts with the front. Okay, front, down, front. So it's the exact same input in the beginning. In the beginning, yeah. In the beginning. So then, you are basically for part of the process, you are just being like an autopilot. You're just doing the same input, okay, for both options, for whether the opponent jumps front or jumps back. But then midway, you are deciding whether to end it with a front for a normal jump, or with the half circle back motion for the crosscut DPs. That's basically it. It is very, very, very simple, and once you perfect this, I promise you that you will see that the crosscut DPs are easier to perform than the normal Shoryukens. Okay, and it will be more consistent. However, you need to perfect the timing. You need to see when the opponent crosses your head and when does he not. You need to see whether it is going to be a cross-up attack or a normal front attack. That is the most difficult part about this. Practicing this, you might figure it out in 1 day or in an hour or even less, okay, but perfecting it in a match situation is another story. You have to practice it. You have to practice it not only in training, but you have to also practice it in game. You have to go in matches. You have to try to get the opponent to pick a friend who always jumps and play against him for a few sets. Try to always anti-air him, okay? And if you see that your anti-airs are not coming out, then it could be that you're not doing the motion correctly. Try to go back to the inputs. Try to see where is the error that you're doing, okay? Once you program your head into doing it the right way, then and practicing it, it will become like muscle memory. It's just something that your head will immediately do, okay? I, for myself, once I do this practice like a day or two, I become very good at it. But then if I stay away from the game, or if I stay away from this exercise, especially if I'm playing against high level players who don't usually jump, okay, I might get like a little bit bad at it. Like I need to go and practice it again. but once I practice it again, then it just all comes back. So this is a very effective exercise, a very good exercise, and it will definitely help you become a better a better Shoryuken anti-airing monster. Yeah. Now one last thing, I know some people in the comments might say, oh well, you can just use like a heavy kick, standing heavy kick. The thing is that Kage has a dive kick, doesn't he? He has a dive kick. So if he's using a dive kick, okay, and you do a standing heavy kick, you see he's gonna beat you. However, if you do a Shoryuken, you are going to beat his dive kick. That's another reason why you should be anti-airing through Shoryukens and not through buttons. I'm not saying that's the case for every character. There are definitely characters that you have to anti-air with buttons, and this button in particular, let's say Colleen, for example, anti-airing Colleen with this button is amazing. With the standing heavy kick is amazing, because it will catch her whether she is doing the normal jump or the jump that jumps further back. So, and sometimes you might even get a crush counter. So there are some characters where you have to use the standing heavy kick, or preferably you will use the standing heavy kick. But in this, that's not the topic of the video. That's not the point of the video. The point of the video is to make you a better person or a better player at doing anti-air Shoryukens. And that's it, guys. Thank you everybody who watched the video, and thank you for your support. I hope that this video actually benefits you as it has benefited me. I mean, the practice or the exercise has definitely benefited me multiple times and many times, and it got me where I am. So enjoy, guys, enjoy the video. And if you need any kind of any kind of new tips or something that you want me to explain, or something that you struggle with, maybe you see that I'm good at it, let me know. I can try to make a video and explain it to you guys, and to help everybody just improve as one Ryu community or one Street Fighter community. Thank you everybody. I'll see you guys next time.